tonight the spotlight is on destination Malaysia with this lush rainforest, heavenly beaches, delicious food and rich cultural heritage. It's no wonder so many tourists flock to the nation for their holidays. So joining us this evening on Zoom to take us on a whirlwind tour of the home to the tallest twin buildings in the world, a very warm welcome to our travel expert, Ufuk Secgin. Assalamualaikum, Ufuk. Can you hear us now?
Assalamualaikum, Aisha. Yes, I can hear you.
That's good. I was just thinking, you stuck in Malaysia and you can't hear us.
No, I'm stuck in Reading. I can't come to London, unfortunately, because of all the train turmoil.
It's good to have you on the screen because I just really want to know when is the best time to visit Malaysia and what's the weather like there at the moment?
Yeah, so Malaysia, as you know, is near the equator, and so it has got, very warm weather, but also a lot of rainfall at the same time. So you actually can divide Malaysia into two parts. One is the Peninsula Malaysia, and then there's the Malaysian Borneo. So if you want to visit Borneo, which is important for the rainforest, etc., then I suggest you go between April and October. And if you want to go to the peninsula part, then December to February is the best time.
Okay, excellent. So what is it that would be considered a must-know for anybody who's traveling out to Malaysia?
So Malaysia actually is a very multicultural country. So about 70% of Malaysia are Muslim. And then you've got ethnic Chinese as well, and then we've got Tamil Indians, and also a small proportion of a group of people categorized as Orang Asli, which are the original people, the original indigenous Malaysians. So it's quite a multicultural country. So you see, everything from mosques over Chinese temples to Hindu gopurams, temple gates, etc. So there's a lot of different culture and history to see, really. And it's also, in terms of nature, really amazing sights to see. Then, city-wise, for example, Kuala Lumpur, the capital, is a stunning city to see, and lots of culture as well. So it's a must-see destination, I would say.
It's definitely on my bucket list. Definitely have to go there. But so let's just say I want to go there. What some of the interesting activities can we do out there?
Yeah, so if you want to see some of the architecture in terms of mosques, there are the number of mosques I could mention. So for example, the Putra Mosque in Putrajaya, which was built in 1999. It's it has got the design is inspired by Sheikh Umar Mosque in Baghdad. So you see a lot of combination of Malaysian, Persian, Islamic and Arabic Islamic architectural styles. Or for example, the Masjid Wilayah, which means Federal Territory Mosque, which is in Kuala Lumpur. That was completed in 2000 and it's heavily influenced by the Blue Mosque in Turkey. So it's huge. We see the pictures right now. It's has got 22 various beautiful domes, and it can house about 70,000 worshippers.
Wow.
Also, Sultan Salahuddin Abdulaziz Mosque in Shah Alam, I went there as well. It's a beautiful mosque as well. It's also known as the Blue Mosque. Or also we saw some pictures of the floating mosque. It's called the Malacca Straits Mosque. And it's called floating mosque because it's built on stilts at the shores of Malacca. And it has about 30-meter high minarets.
Wow.
And it's just very different styles, lots to see. I like praying in mosques in Malaysia and Indonesia and the whole area. So it's, definitely worth a visit in terms of visiting mosques. But if you want to move on to nature, it's so beautiful. From caves over the forests, lots to see. So for example, Batu Caves, these are it's built on a limestone hill, basically. It's a series of caves. It's in the Selangor part of Malaysia. And the name, the Batu Caves, it comes from the Malay word of meaning rock, basically. It's very beautiful. Definitely, you need to go there. You need to climb up the hills. You need to experience this.
Yeah.
Another place which I went personally myself as well is in Langkawi. So Langkawi is very famous because a lot of tourists go there for its beautiful beaches. And there's the bridge. It's called Langkawi Sky Bridge. Is 660 meters above sea level. It's very high, but it's amazing because you're on top of the island, top of the hills. You're looking down all these green forests, and it's just so beautiful. It's definitely a must see go destination as well. And whilst you're in Langkawi, you need to do a mangrove tour. You need to go on a tour of the Kilim River. You can see lots of wildlife, from like snakes, birds, monkeys to obviously the mangrove trees. But for me, the personal highlight was feeding, basically, or watching how they feed the eagles.
Oh, wow.
These massive eagles, they're flying on top of you, coming down to get the prey, get the food, and it's just an amazing experience.
Wow. Oh, right. Is that it, or is there more?
I mean, there's lots.
There's lots more, because I was just so I was so engrossed with what there is to do. Just because we're running out of time, I really want to move on to the food aspect of it. What type of food can you expect in Malaysia?
Food-wise, it's a mix. As I said, the country is a mixture of different cultures. If I have to mention one food item from Malayan food, I would say nasi lemak. Nasi lemak is the national dish. So it's cooked with coconut cream, pandan leaves, and it's traditionally served with fried anchovies and boiled egg and cucumber. So that's one, definitely something you need to try. Then I can maybe mention one Indian food. So it's roti canai. Roti canai is a popular flatbread. It originates from southern India. And it's made with ghee and flour, and it's very delicious as well. Something to try. And then something for people who like Chinese dishes. Dim sum is also very popular. It's a Chinese version of Spanish tapas, and you can find in Malaysia lots of halal dim sum. So if you go to a Chinese restaurant in London, you might not find halal everywhere, but if you go to Malaysia, Chinese restaurants, all of them halal. So definitely something to try. Murtabaks are hearty stuffed pancakes. Also one of my favorites is beef rendang. It's a slow cooked beef. Definitely something you need to try. It's meat with coconut milk and various spices. And maybe just to finish off with some desserts. So one of my personal favorites is pisang goreng, which are banana fritters, but also ice kacang. Ice kacang is a shaved ice, basically, with lots of different toppings. And a national dessert is also kui. Kui is made of rice flour, water, sugar, coconut milk, and it has got different colors and shapes, and it's very popular in Malaysia as well. Yeah.
Well, Ufuk, honestly, you're making me want to go there. You're making me hungry. You're making me want to catch some sun out there. It's absolutely fantastic. Malaysia is no doubt a very popular and must destination to go and visit, isn't it, Ufuk?
Absolutely.
Yeah. No.
I mean, Kuala Lumpur as well. Lots to see in Kuala Lumpur. Twin Towers. The Islamic Arts Museum is interesting. You can go to different markets, and obviously one last bit I want to mention is if you want to see orangutans, you need to go to the Borneo rainforest. It is the oldest rainforest, or one of the oldest rainforests in the world. Wow. And you will see Sumatra rhinos there, and obviously the Bornean orangutan, and it's amazing.
Sounds really fantastic. Well, Ufuk, thank you so much for joining us, even if it's on Zoom. Can't wait to talk more destinations live in the studio. So look after yourself.